Nijisanji is such a good part to Hololive. Just when the management at Hololive are being questioned over the graduation of two talents back to back, Nijisanji decided to just step out and just show the whole world how bad their management are as well. And hello there, how's today? Ame Gakita there. So obviously today random chat we are gonna go back and talk about Nijisanji. And it kind of like been quite a while since I last talked about Nijisanji in a way. Now, it's kind of like just putting into simple context is that initially Hololive was under so-called scrutiny or being questioned by many people over the graduation of two talents, Suraimu and Sakamata Crowley, which their graduation was announced in like back-to-back a day or two in between. And it kind of like got many people questioning because the highlight of the graduation was management, which was also previously highlighted by the previous two graduation, Minato Aqua and Amelia Watson. So in a way, people are already kind of like questioning the practice over at Hololive itself, whether is it that there is some sort of management issue within that is happening and what's not. And then Nijisanji, not happy about not in the spotlight, decided to just step on and say, hey, we also got a bad management. Well, the thing is, right, it's really kind of like so obvious, so common at this point of time that even like for me who had not talked about Nijisanji already kind of like did talk about Nijisanji for who know how long, how many time and whatsoever time. Like it's already kind of like I put a freaking playlist for it as well. And I really kind of like tell this in my live stream or even my Discord server where I just tell a lot of people that we'll be talking about it like in one or two moments, but I won't go and address it anymore. Now, why am I coming back to talk about it? Well, it's actually another incident that happened, which I will talk in a while, but actually basically meaning that there is some sort of central harassment, misconduct, whatever, that in the company that got addressed and we will need to talk about it. Now, before we go into that big story, it's basically like Rima-san did a 35 minute of what I've been doing for who know how many random chat. Basically, she did a 35 minutes of how bad the management, as much as I want to use the word S word, that how bad the company Nijisanji has been over the years. More so that when a lot of former talent are now stepping out to talk about their bad experience working as a former Nijisanji live talent or VTuber, whichever you want to call them back then. Now, the issue on that end is that it's not really like whether I want to like attack Nijisanji or whether I want to bash on Nijisanji. It's actually more so that I wish to be vocal about Nijisanji bad conduct, the way they handle their talents. And I've always been calling it out for who know how many times. Even more so that I've been also even one of the few early people to highlight that Nijisanji is just basically treating their talents as just any other employee working for the company. So in a way, the money, whatever that is being so-called earned by the talents are actually belonging to the company, because what what belong to the talent is belong to the company. What belong to the company belong to the company, or more so into the pocket of some person at the top. Now, the issue on that end is that it's fine if people say that if you're working for a company, obviously you have to like say that you the company have to have a cut of a commission of yours earning along the line because they are helping you to do management, scheduling, build out connection, build out whatsoever. But at the same time, you can't really deny that a lot of the people who graduate already kind of like build up their connection within the company, and the moment they step up, they already have that connection. The connection go with them. So does that mean that the management at the Hololive is bad? Well, it's kind of like look at how you differentiate the issue of like those people who live in good faith and those live in bad faith. If people who live in bad faith, they will obviously talk about a lot of their grievances, their grudge, or issue that has happened or they witness at the company. And a lot of Hololive members never really like highlight that bad that bad thing that happened to them. And even more so, even like when Vester or Desmond previously, who is really well known as Professor London and some Pacific Green All, like they never really like say that it's really that bad, even though they live and graduate. Like even when they say that, oh, because to them it's just that it doesn't benefit them more to be a Kobo VTuber than being an indie, so that's the reason why they leave. But does that mean that they really have like anything bad to say about the company? Maybe one or two, but not enough to like topple the company. But the issue happened in what Rima-san video did was basically showing a lot of receipt, indicating that a lot of the talents on the EN side of Nijisanji live in bad faith. Even if they kind of like saying like, oh, they graduate or whatsoever, but it's just that the experience after the graduation that highlight a lot of things that make a lot of people raise an eyebrow, just like the Rock. Now the issue is that it's not really like saying like, is it really one of the company practice to do this kind of thing? It's actually, I've been telling a lot of people in my random chat for who know how many times, is that they don't care about their talents. It's never been. It's just that they have been treated their employees as nothing that a money maker in a way, and that they don't even care about them. And even if there's favorism, it just depends on who is making the most lot of money for the company. And at the end of the day, are the talents going to earn as much as what they should be earning as an indie? The funny thing is, right, in Rima's video, it was also highlighted that a lot of the talents who was under the company Nijisanji did not earn as much as they became part of another VTuber agency or under as an indie. Even Sunny herself saying that, oh, she earned way more as an indie within a month than working for a whole year within under Nijisanji. That just shows how bad the issue that is happening at the company. So does that mean that it's kind of like close case, okay, Nijisanji is a bad company? Well, it's not really just that. It's kind of like if you have the mentality that, hey, a company mean that you work for the company, you earn for the company. But at the end of the day, it's really kind of like just show how shitty that the company is not even giving back that money to the talents. And that is why I've been calling them out. That is the point that I've been vocal on. But yeah, of course, people will just keep on saying that I'm just a hater of Nijisanji, so what can I say? Now, the second issue that is happened that is quite recently is basically the allegation. So Forsan actually did a video exclusive on his end apparently, that about how there was a talent within Nijisanji calling out another Nijisanji talent. For some reason, it's not like former talents. It's for some reason, it's not people who is like out of Nijisanji. It's apparently company insider who decided to do some whistleblowing and just tell the whole world that, hey, there is actually central harassment or some sort of harassment misconduct within the company. Anyone who know about Nijisanji contract will also remember one specific clause that is being put up by Legal Mindset previously, indicating that it's not under the company policy to step in between two talent debut, anger or argument or whatever you want to call it. So in this case, what actually happened was that Aster Arcadia was actually being called out for being a so-called a person who is doing some sort of sexual harassment within the company, more so against girls. And if it was considered even more worse against newer girls. Now, does that mean that every girls inside may be so-called the insider? Hard to say, because the only issue is that right now what make it even more worse was how Nijisanji decided to step out and just say that, hey, we are going to investigate the issue about what happened within, like the issue of sexual harassment, and I kid you not, unauthorized information leakage to outside party. Now, in a way, this is really one of the things that I highlight within my video and live stream, indicating that while Forsan did do this video, it's actually more so that I even highlight that they are actually, like even when before they highlight this issue, when I was like watching Rima's video in one of my live stream, I mentioned because that in Rima's video, there was indication that there was a leakage about misconduct within the company and it was done by a liver. And my first word was not like, oh, Nijisanji is going to find who is the sexual harassment or they're going to kick Aster out. My first word was, they're going to find the leaker. And obviously Nijisanji did not disappoint me and always going according to my prediction and basically finding who was the leaker. Obviously, Expert Armcha1r did kind of like do a very long story about it, and well, basically in a simple nutshell, it's just saying that it was a double-edged sword to highlight that they want to find the leakage, the victim of the thing over not just the sexual harassment allegation. Now, what is the what is the sexual harassment allegation that was against Aster? Like I mentioned, it's not just about the so-called allegation that he did to girls within the company. It's actually this later part where the victim highlight that they have informed the management at not the Hololive, at the Nijisanji, indicating there was some sort of sexual harassment within Nijisanji, and Nijisanji again mentioned that it is not their way to handle it, and that they tell the girl or the female talent to move on. And like I mentioned, it's like it just showcased that how bad their management are. Like when people start really like bashing on Hololive over the graduation of a few big names already, and out of nowhere Nijisanji just said that, hey, our management is also very bad because when there is sexual harassment, misconduct within the company, we don't care. Well, I guess the internet care at this point of time, because the number of people actually start attacking is really insane. Well, there are many people who would take this as a L or a W depending on how you are from supporting the Nijisanji or not. It's really like, in my view, like I mentioned to Armcha1r himself, was that for a that I highlighted that if they log on to internal investigation on bad conduct, understanding that, well, as per Armcha1r's son mentioned about the so-called allegation within internal sexual harassment, I actually go a bit further and say bad conduct. I know some people will be saying like, hey, is the internal harassment true or not? Because based on his statement was that he was using the idea that this is just my speculation, that maybe that he's trying to highlight that they are looking into is the allegation true or not. But I also mentioned bad conduct because I know that in a way, even whether we all like it or not, leaking information within the company is also considered a bad conduct because it go against the contract. So in a way, when that actually be considered, is it really if Nijisanji really want to go in a PR easy win, obviously you either use like what as per I'm trying to say, or in my words would be using the word bad conduct. Now obviously Nijisanji really want to dig themselves further, and obviously as per Armcha1r later on will be doing on Fridays 7 p.m. Eastern time, he'll be going live with Rima herself to do how could Nijisanji earn its ways back into the good grace. I've been highlighting this sort of thing within my random chat, within my live stream, that I always hope for the better of Nijisanji. But if it's all take for Nijisanji to change was to let the company collapse, then I'm all for it. Because I'm really don't even want to bother with Nijisanji whether we or like it or not. And obviously, while I don't really want to talk about Nijisanji as much as I do, it's just that having this kind of management to tell you that, hey, we got sexual harassment within the company, we don't care. Like, dude, care about it for goodness sake, Nijisanji. It's really kind of like just showcase that they are fine with some sort of harassment within the company, and now that is being called out for. And even when people say like, is it true or not, Quill Bennett of all people decided to say, yep, it's true. It's kind of funny that now and more people starting to, like, basically the fan base of Nijisanji or people who used to support him decided to just say shut up or don't talk about it along the line. And it's true. I say this in my random chat in his grade, like when I was talking about his situation, I mentioned it long ago. If he want to stay safe, don't talk bad about the company. Not because I don't want him to talk about issue that is it true or not, but it's actually for his own sake. Because if he's complaining about not having a lot of supporters, most of his supporters are basically people who were stealing from Nijisanji. And is he going to risk losing them as well? If losing them is able to make him move on and become a better himself, then I'm fine with that. But if he's later on going and backtrack and start saying that it's a bad thing, then I will bash him for that. But that will be only my issue with him. But at the end of the day, I can't really say whether he did right or wrong. It's just that when more and more talents being out, and even like Bennett, who was graduated from the company, decided to just talk about is the allegation true or not. In his view, he said that yes, it happened. He had witnessed it. So it just proved that Nijisanji really never cared about harassment within the company, never even bothered to stop this kind of behavior. More so, even when the person who did more and more worse, they don't care. Just like what I've been saying for who know how many times, they don't care about their talents. Even if one of the talent is one of their talents, they just say that, hey, if he harass you, let him be. Move on. It's just worse. It's just stupid. But again, at the end, who can stop Nijisanji from doing this kind of thing? It's just that they are not doing the right thing, and they're just trying to tell the whole world that how bad their management is. Even when many of their so-called fan base or other people are really kind of like bashing on Hololive over their management, and Nijisanji just want to come out and say that, hey, we also have the same thing. Obviously, that is going to give ammo to those people who really been holding on to the grudge of those fan base, and now they are returning it back. Obviously, on the internet, it is such a crazy war. But at the end of the day, is it really a good thing or not? It depends on how you look at it. To me, I don't think that Nijisanji should really handle it in this grace. They should actually, like I mentioned, handle it like in a finding just the misconduct. If the person who leaked the information, under the contract, they should terminate the person. And in a way, if that is the way to go, I think that's the best way to go, and maybe that is what many people want. But again, at the end of the day, is it a good thing or not? That depends on how you look at it. Again, like I mentioned, but I do take note that whatever I say today is technically still my speculative thought. It's just a random chat. Whether you have your own point of view, whether you agree or disagree, whether you think that everyone should actually start bashing on Nijisanji or not, that is up to you. I don't condemn or agree or whatever you want to say it that about attacking anyone. Always call out the management and their bad practices. That should be always the way to go. But anyway, whether you agree or not, that is up to you. I really kind of like mostly put my hand off this kind of situation. But anyway, if you do like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for more random chat where I sometimes talk about stuff that sometimes makes sense, doesn't make sense, or sometimes even like this crazy thing. But who knows? The one thing I heard that's not random for you guys is have a nice day online.